Getting ready for a new rookie class by looking back at last year's in the NFC East. You're grading all the classes, Bucky, and we start off with the Washington Redskins. You gave them an A-, and we'll look at the guy they took number 5 overall in the draft, an offensive lineman, Brandon Sheriff. How do you grade an offensive lineman?
You know, you're looking for guys that can control the point. Can they stay on their feet? Can they play on the other side of the line of scrimmage? Can they create a push in the running game while also protecting, keeping the quarterback upright in pass protection? That's what Sheriff did. Look, he had some rough patches very early in the season, but he settled in and was a solid anchor in the interior of that line. Bill Callahan did a great job of working with him over the course of the year. You saw the technique get better. You saw them push the ball down the field because they were able to get protected. Kirk Cousins' play was really enhanced by the fact that Sheriff played really, really solid in the interior.
All right, Preston Smith on the defensive side, as you see the graphic right there, leading all rookies in sacks.
How about that? Look, I've been around Scott McLaurin for a long time, and he wants guys that are quote-unquote football players, meaning they care about the game. They're all-day suckers when they're on the field. Preston Smith is that guy. Energetic pass rusher, nonstop motor, has some nice hand skills. Look, a tallying 8 sacks as a rookie is a tough task. I believe he and Ryan Kerrigan are going to be a nice set of bookends for the Redskins for a long time.
Okay, maybe not the same prognosis for the Eagles, given a C+ grade. Let's start off with Nelson Aguilar coming out of USC.
You know, Nelson was a bit of a disappointment. You thought he was going to jump right in and maybe fill the role as the number 1 receiver.
Certainly has the physical skills.
Certainly has the skill set to do that. Outstanding route runner, has nice hands, was inconsistent catching the ball during his first season. I think he will get better because I think the new system under Doug Peterson is probably a better fit for him as a catch and run specialist. Look for him to emerge as a difference maker for the Eagles this season.
All right, staying in the Pac-12, Eric Rowe out of Utah.
You know, Eric Rowe is a guy that was up and down very early in the year, but at the end of the season, I really saw him make strides as a starting cornerback. This is a guy that's long, lean, he's rangy, can put his hands on people. Has to play a lot of press coverage in that previous system. I think with Jim Schwartz, they'll change a little bit. They'll give him some downs off for playing a little more zone. I think he would be a very, very good player. He should be a nice compliment to Byron Maxwell on the back end.
Coming out of the draft, a lot of people gave the Cowboys high grades for basically nabbing 3 first-rounders. You had Byron Jones, Randy Gregory slid, and then La'el Collins they picked up after the draft as well. In hindsight, what grade do you give them?
I'll give them a B- because some of those guys were pressed into duty and didn't necessarily play up to expectation. With Byron Jones, some of that is not necessarily his fault. I think he's still trying to figure out what's the best position for him to play.
Exactly.
Playing at corner, playing at safety, playing nickel. They put a lot of responsibilities on the young man. I think he's talented enough to be a frontline player, a guy that even eventually contends for Pro Bowl consideration, just needs to settle in, find his position, and allow him to play and do what he does very, very well.
And how about Randy Gregory? Certainly you saw the raw physical talent that he brings to the position.
He does have raw ability, and I think he will continue to get better. It's a transition, making his way into the league, needs to get bigger, needs to be a little stronger. Once he gets those things worked underway, we've seen the physical tools. He's fast off the ball. He has good instinct. His technique is getting better. I think he's going to be a guy that can be a difference maker off the edge. He may make Greg Hardy expendable.
Giants, C+.
You know, C+, the Giants need to get more from their draft classes. I know Eric Flowers did a good job manning the tackle position. Even though he was expected to play right tackle, he had to play left tackle. That is a tough task for a rookie coming in, considering all of the elite rushes that he has to face. Did a solid job. I think they need to continue to help him, give him an opportunity to work at the position, but I think the future is bright for Flowers at that position.
Certainly the Giants defense could use some help. Landon Collins helped out with 108 tackles.
He did help out, but you're talking about a porous defense. They didn't have the ability to stop the run, so they really didn't give an opportunity to put Landon Collins in a position where he could tee off and make plays on the pass. Good player, physical around the box, led the team in tackles. Want to see better ball skills, more plays on the ball. But this is a solid player. The Giants have to help him by getting more young players that can make instant contributions. But I feel good about Flowers and Collins, their top 2 picks.
Okay, that was the NFC East. Check out the rest of Bucky's rookie grades at NFL.com.